This conference will now be recorded.
So, as I said, welcome to the next WABCOWÜRTH Insight meeting related to the update news, and this time it will be referring to WABCOWÜRTH 2.11.0 version. For your information, we started the limited rollout yesterday for 100 customers, and we haven't got any negative feedback yet, so that's a good sign. And we plan to release this officially next week. I believe Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. So it should be available for all customers. Let's start with some statistics, some figures. So compared to the last release, we were able to develop or update over 2,200, almost 2,300 self-tests, and yeah, 4,668 new activations or updated activations, and yeah, 3,000, almost 3,400 calibrations. So this is related to this diagnostic module. In this version, it's indicated as 4.9. And regarding the this additional description, which we call Smart Guide, so the additional explanation for the fault codes with some related components and so on. This is presented here. So the main focus was on some extension of the system. So it's not only about the engine. Of course, there are some engines here. You can see DAF, Iveco, some extension for MIN truck and buses, in for example the Iveco truck transmission, and some brakes. So we continue the development of this additional information based on the trouble codes. But there is also something related to the air suspension, which is quite new. So this information are available only if the customer has a valid license, of course, and the internet connection is necessary as well. So that's the statistics, and then we will come to the, and I would like to please you to mute your microphones, because then it will be quite hard to for other people to understand. So now it's about the coverage for specific vehicles. We will start with DAF trucks. And the first point is the XG Plus, XF series. So these newest models DAF started to produce in 2022, and the WABCOWÜRTH brings new possibilities related to the calibrations of the ADAS in general. So in practice, it means there are two separate systems there: line departure warning system, third generation, and radar, which is called AEBS, also the third generation. So obviously this gives the customer a possibility to be independent from the OE workshop, and in case of I don't know, window exchange or windscreen exchange, in case of some damages caused by crash, it could be calibrated. And of course there are also some situations in which the calibration has to be done because of, I don't know, somebody was traveling too close or in the traffic jam, and there were some instances of the close distance operation, and then the counter is reaching the maximum acceptable value, and the calibration has to be done again. So it's not only in case of some yeah, critical situation, but it could happen to every customer as well. So finally we have it. Here is a demonstration on the lane departure warning system camera and radar. So there are some conditions in which it has to be done, described in the help file. And this is the mentioned by me event counter reset function for radar. We are still in the same range of vehicles. The second important function which we were able to achieve, it was notified in the past that we are working on it, and finally we got it. It's a maintenance reset related to these models. So there are two positions there, and one is referring to the millage, so in kilometers or in miles, and the second one is related to the date. And whatever position will come as a first, then it appears in the dashboard panel or LCD panel as a notification to the driver. So both services could be set up, and it exists in the same position. So that's why we have only one entry here. All conditions are described in the help file, so it should be easy to perform. And again, the third functions or third point related to the same range of vehicles is related to the tire pressure monitoring system here. And finally, we were able to develop and test the possibility to modify the parameters of the sensors which are installed in the vehicle. So customer can set up some preferred reference value. And so it's not like in the past that these values has been set by default. Now the customer can change it due to his preferences, the type of the tires or the height of the tires or whatever. It's a winter type or summertime. You know, in the truck business, this winter and summer is not that common, but anyway, there are some preferences and different types of tires which are used. So that's a great feature anyway for all DAF customers. Okay, so now we will switch to a different range. And we are proud to inform you that we were able to develop the new model coverage for the Series XD. XD is a smaller vehicle than above mentioned XF or XG series. So there is a smaller cabin and a little bit different body. And this model replaced the former CF series. So it's not the smallest one like LF, but the middle one, so to say. And that's why this was a little bit challenging to collect all the versions and all the variants existing in the market, but finally we were able to develop this. So you can see almost all systems are new. They are not compatible to the bigger brothers or smaller brothers. That's why we had to develop it from scratch. There are just few systems like retarder and door module, which are or sound system, which is same like in other. And this is the vehicle which is pretty new, but some of them are out of the warranty already. And then we will go for MIN, truck and buses. And what is new in this 2.11.0 update? It brings a bunch of functionality which is related to the emission, anti-pollution. So in the past, in the previous models, this system was existing under the separate category, separate abbreviation, and since 2020, where the TG3 platform has been developed from MIN, There is no more engine and AdBlue system, so to say. Everything is integrated in one, so that's why we call it this ASM. And yeah, compared to the previous software versions, we were able to add some specific tests and calibrations related to these anti-pollution and emission-related components. So, for example, you have a dosing test, spraying test, which obviously gives the more possibilities for customer in the workshop to verify the components. These components are quite expensive, so the good verification is crucial for a successful operation. That's why we think it should help our customers and make their life easier. Uh, Another important function here, highly expected since long time. There is a Scania name on it, but it's related to still to MAN. So you know the MAN and Scania, they belongs to the same owner, and yeah, they integrate some components. Some of the MAN's vehicles are equipped with the Scania gearbox, which is called GTR SGS. There was a time where they produced it in parallel. Now it looks like there was a decision to switch to the ZF Traxxon, but there is a lot of such vehicles in the market, and I would say most of them are now out of the warranty. So we are proud to inform you that we were finally able to develop the calibrations for that. We had the self-tests in the last update, but the calibration was not there. So now the customer can perform all the necessary operations independently from the OE workshop. And here is an example of the clutch exchange. And it exists for a situation where it's really this clutch disc exchange. So the clutch disc is the new, or yeah, it's just a operation based on the disassembling, and then afterwards the calibration has to be done as well. And then there is a different procedure. So everything is described here. Yeah, and in case of exchange of some other components, it must be performed as well. So there is a lot of positions here, and yeah, we are yeah sure that this should give additional possibilities for our customers and also delivers some additional sales argumentation for you. So yeah, the list is quite impressive, you can see. Now we will switch to Mercedes-Benz, also Daimler. And what the 2.11.0 WEasy version brings is the some new development for anti-pollution system. So they call it ACM, and also some body computer. You can see these blue indications with the cross symbol. So we think that most of the vehicles are covered now. We faced a lot of issues or complaints from customers that some features are not working, like NOx tests or this NOx sensors or some regenerations were not possible. So we think it was related to this lack of coverage of the specific software variant. Now it's there. So most of these vehicles which are visiting independent workshops should be covered right now. And the next category is the battery exchange registration reactivation for transportation mode. So these two new features, and this is located in this ASAM or SSAM system. which is responsible for yeah, acquisition and also for the energy management. So now it's possible to perform these two operations. You know, battery exchange is quite sensitive topic. Customers are complaining that they have to exchange the battery very often, and then they cannot finish the process without performing the calibration. So the calibration is there, uh, and all the conditions are described here. Now we will switch to Scania, and the first point is related to C series. So we are able to develop the new model, which is called C series, and you can also see that almost all systems are new. Uh, this they start to produce it, I believe, in 2022. So some of this could be already out of the warranty. Then we were able also to adopt the missing systems which are common in this range of buses, the former models, so to say, like K series, city wide, touring, interlink. So in fact, all categories, yeah, city buses, the interregio buses, yeah, the coaches, and so on. So I would say that most of the models are covered now, independently from the model year. Some of these systems are identical, so it was just about to link it, but some of them are completely different. So it was a new development, so to say. Regarding trucks, so we were able to develop the latest gearbox or transmission system, and now we have the calibration stuff for it. So you can see there is a clutch adaptation, for example, or disk thickness. So it means that customer can also use the a little bit worn clutch disk. It's not necessary to install the completely new clutch disk if there was just some components. They disassemble some components from the gearbox and put them back. So, but the procedure here is is willing to or is asking a customer to make some measurements before. So that's why we provide this separate functionality. It's not integrated into one like the OE tester, but everything is splitted. And so there are also some additional self-tests possible. So the functional test, and there is a test for clutch thickness and so on. So you can compare it. There is a different readings. Yeah. Yeah. Then the next part is related to it's not really a truck, but it could be a truck. So there are many different versions like 3.5 ton, 6 ton, 9 ton. They look almost identical. So it's hard to guess which kind of vehicle it is, but we were able to finally develop the ADAS for it. Some countries, this brand, this model is quite common. So we got a lot of requests, and so now we can offer separate calibration for a lane departure warning system and for radar as well. Uh, we will continue with the LCVs here. So Iveco Daily 7. This is a good reference for the security gateway topic. So everything is secured, but we were able to find and developed the systems which are related to the e-power. So this model is not very common, I would say, but in some applications we can see the tendency that uh, yeah, the Iveco is really a winner. Yeah? They are taking the big part of this market. So what was the challenge for us to develop the specifically related to this e-power uh, coverage. So the battery management, for example, there is also a additional ECU which is responsible or acts like a gateway. So it switched the high and low voltages. So for example, if you need to perform some operation, you need to disengage some high voltage supply for this while, and then afterwards, after the operation, it must be set up to the working conditions. Yeah, yeah, charging ECU, so the current control, for example. Yeah, some some other, let's say, electronics which is related to the yeah, current consumption, current flow, energy saving, and so on. So we have now all the ECUs covered, and we were able to develop all the missing features there. And this is not related to the electric powertrain, but this is also a function which was highly expected. So we are proud to inform you that we have this yeah, operation calibration or a mode calibration which is related to the electric parking brake. So if the vehicle is equipped with the electric parking brake, it's a big challenge for the workshop in case of the if case in case of they need to replace the brake pads, for example, they need to put this caliper or electric caliper into the special mode. So then it is not pushing on the brake pads anymore, and then the mechanic can exchange the brake pads and then deactivate this special mode. So then it will come to the normal mode and it will work like everybody expects. So it's not only about the convenience, but about the safety, of course. And yeah, we are happy to have it right now in the 2.11.0 version. So it works. Everything is described in the help file. Besides that, there is of course some other calibrations available, but they are not new. So they were exist since the previous software. And yeah, I have also some other points here which are not related to the specific brand. So I don't know if you recognize, but we changed a little bit I mean, from the previous slides, we changed a little bit the presentation here. This is related to the platform or the browser which we used in the past. So this is the previous Outlook. When you start the calibration or self-test, the list was splitted over pages. There was additional button here. And now with this 2.11, we use the JX browser, and the list is looking completely different. And it's not splitted anymore any for pages. So if there is more features, simply you have to scroll it down. Yeah, we think it's more clear and readable. There is also another improvement here coming from this JX browser integration. In case of normal scan, this is how it looked like in the past. So we had this static list with all the systems or different variants, and then the color representation was there and information about the trouble codes, how many of them are stored in the ECU. And with this new integration of JX browser, it looks like this. So there is a category of the systems, the number of ECUs which exist in this category, and then the status. So you can get this red or green symbol, and if you click on the category, then it comes to this previous or standard presentation. Uh, and in case of some vehicles which are also linked with the SD applications from WABCO, then it also exists in this overview. So I can maybe show you this in a reel. So if we will go to the normal scan, then initially we have some categories overview. This symbol is presented. So if the operation is in progress, of course, we can click on it and see what is the real status of the ECU. If we click again, then it disappears, and we have to wait until it will finish. So we think it's a much more effective presentation here, and yeah, looks much modern than the previous one. We haven't changed this since years, so I think every change in the outlook should give some positive or fresh breath to our customers. Okay, so that's more or less the new outlook of the normal scan. And yeah, uh, this is not really a improvement, but I just would like to inform you that we decided to cancel our WABCO trailer scan because this application has been developed by the different team and not really synchronized with the existing modulators which are common in the market. So it was a quite common situation where a customer complained that he could not connect with the scan, but he could select the system manually and it worked. So based on my experience, it's like we had maybe 30 to 40% of the coverage based on the normal scan compared to the real coverage coming from the system selection. So it's really a roulette to guess if this will work or not. That's why we decided to blend this functionality. Of course, we will try to come back to this topic if we will find a way how to update this or make it more up to date and yeah, market situation relevant. But in this moment, it makes no sense. So it brings a lot of misleading results. So that's why we decided to switch it off. Okay, so that's it for today. And yeah, I would like to ask you now to unmute yourself. And if you have any questions, please let me know.
All good on my side. Jacek, thank you very much as always. It is super valuable. Appreciate it.
If you need this recording, then let me know. I will share the link as soon as it will be created. So
Yes, please. That
you
will
can
be
you can you,
also
you can share it with your
exactly.
distributors.
Yes, appreciate it.
And even if somebody would like to come back to this content, I don't know, next week or next 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure that most of you will forget what has been discussed here. So then you will have a good reference. Okay, so I can't hear any questions. Yeah, you can always ask me over email. You can send the email to development@WABCOWÜRTH.com anytime. So thank you for your attendance and have a good day. Bye bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.